Hello, good day everyone. Today we'll be presenting on IFRS 13, which focuses on fair value measurements. My name is Retilia, and together with my uh, group member Hannah, we'll be explaining on how fair value works, its impact on the financial reporting, and some of the challenges that companies faces when applying it. So, without further ado, we'll begin our presentation for today.
All right. My name is Hana Aisha. So, based on this current slide, I'll be doing the introduction. We're looking at IFRS 13, which is all about fair value measurement, basically how a company determine the value of asset and liability in real market condition. So instead of just using historical cost, fair value focuses on what something is actually worth right now in the market. We'll also touch on something interesting, like how inflation affect this valuation, especially when there isn't an active market. That's where things starts to get a bit tricky.
So, now I'll be explaining about the definition of fair value. Before we go further, let's first understand what fair value actually means. So, in the first point, it says price to sell an asset or transfer liability. In simple terms, means fair value is the price at which an asset can be sold or a liability can be transferred in the current market. Second, based on market participants. Um, what's important here is that it's based on the market participants, not the company's own opinion. Third, measured at specific date. It means it's also measured at a specific point in time, which reflects current market condition, not the past values. And then we have reflects current market condition. So basically, it means fair value is about what something is worth right now in the real market.
This slide is regarding inflation impact on prices. So when we talk about inflation, the problem becomes more obvious. If there's no market, if there's no active market, company can't just look up price. They actually have to estimate it. And once estimation comes in, it means more judgment is involved. So different companies might come up with different value for same type of assets, which creates inconsistency. And on top of that, inflation keeps changing prices, so the value can fluctuate quite a lot.
So in this part, I'll be explaining about the fair value hierarchy. So to make fair value more reliable on IFRS 13, we use something called the fair value hierarchy, which has three levels. Level 1 is the market prices most reliable. So level 1 is uses actual market prices like stock prices and stuff. And level 2 observable inputs means it based on observable inputs such as similar asset or markets data. And then level 3 internal assumption or least reliable. So level 3 is the least reliable because it relies on internal assumption and estimates. So as we move on from level 1 to level 3, the level of uncertainty increases.
Uh, this is about the key issues. The biggest one is subjectivity, especially when company use level 3 inputs where everything is based on internal assumption. Now we have comparability issues because not every company uses the same method. It's also quite complex when the valuation models aren't simple. And lastly, it can be expensive to implement since some company may need experts or external valuers.
So now we're going to take a look at financial impact example. To make this all clearer, let's look at an example, a simple example. Like imagine a company has an investment of property that recorded at a historical cost of 10 million ringgit. And now, based on their value, it's revolved to 12 million ringgit. So the company recognizes a gain of 2 million ringgit. That shows how fair value can directly impact on financial statement, even without an actual sale happening.
Alright, let's look at how these affect performance. One important ratio here is ROA, return on assets, equals to net profit over total assets. When fair value increase the value of assets, the total assets go up, but profit might not increase at the same rate. So what happens is ROA actually decreases. At the same time, because fair value keeps changing with the market, financial result can become more volatile.
So now let's take a look at both sides, the advantages and the disadvantages. So in the advantages part, it says more relevant on information reflects current market value, better decision making, and also improves the comparability. So it says fair value provides more relevant information because it reflects on the current market value. Also, it helps with better decision making and improve the comparability between companies. And now the disadvantages. However, there are also the downside. As we can see here, it says subjectivity and bias, risks of earning manipulation, financial volatility, high cost and expertise required. So it can be subjective and open to bias, especially with estimates. There are also a risk of earning manipulation and financial result that can become more volatile. And plus, it requires high cost and expertise to implement properly.
So how can we improve this? First, company need to be more transparent, meaning better disclosure of the assumption they use. Second, sensitivity analysis is important because it shows how changes in assumption affect the result. Using independent valuation expert can also help make the numbers more reliable. And of course, strong audit and governance play a big role. Lastly, clearer guidelines from regulators would help to improve the consistency across companies.
So, to warm up our presentation for today, from the first until final, IFRS 13 improved the relevance of financial reporting by using current market values, but at the same time, it also introduced the subjectivity and potential risks, especially when estimates are involved. And that's why strong governance, proper controls, and transparency are very important when applying fair value measurements.
Overall, IFRS 13 definitely improved the relevance of financial information by reflecting current market values. But at the same time, it introduces subjectivity and risk, which means company needs strong governance to manage its property. That's all from us. Thank you for listening and let me know if you have any question.